playoffs after you're no longer in them, and what you thought of Nashville and just kind of the craziness of the cup run, if you saw any of that stuff?
Well, obviously you pay attention to it because you're kind of in the playoffs too, and you're watching games when it's your off day. And last year I thought Nashville had a really good playoff run. They're a good team. They play their systems right, and they got guys over there that can kill you in transition. So they kind of wait in the weeds and kind of wait for you to turn the puck over, and they transition their game. You know, they're really sound defensively. They play a really good system. So the coach has really done a really good job with that team, and they proved it last year moving forward and going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
The past 3 games, would you estimate that's the best stretch of hockey you guys have played this year? And if so, why?
I guess we can say that a lot, you know, because obviously we are where we are at. But I think the guys are starting to play a little harder. Guys are starting to play with a little more consistency. I think we got 4 lines right now that look pretty solid right now, and I think Todd's kept it that way for a few games, and you can just feel the chemistry building between all the lines. So that's huge, and I think it's also huge that we have 4 good centermen down the middle that can play in any situation and any role. So that's always a good sign. So, you know, we have another test tonight. We got to start climbing up. This is a big month for us. We got to find a way to win the month of December and hopefully go to Christmas feeling good about ourselves.
You look at your strength of schedule coming up. There's some big teams ahead of you. Is it kind of good that you guys are also rolling at the same time? Because you're going to need to be good to keep this rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, everyone looks at the schedule and kind of feels who we have and what kind of challenges we have ahead of us. But Nashville's a good team that just beat a really good team in Vancouver. So we got to find ways to play like we did in Columbus. Continue that. I think we're finding our identity now. I think we weren't our identity. We would have it one game and then we wouldn't have it the next 2. So I think we're finding it right now, and we're getting back to what we were doing last year. And you can see everyone's having success. Everyone's playing the right way. Everyone's getting their opportunities. Not just one line shipping in. Every line's shipping in now because we're all doing the right things.
Was there a point in that at the start of the season?
Game right now. Is this the most confident you've probably playing got here?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. You know, I feel good out there, but you know, at the same time, our team's starting to play better, and you know, I think even a little bit that motivates everybody to step up their game, and I think that's the biggest thing right now.
For you yourself, what did you go back to, or I guess what did you try and find in your game that you knew was there? I guess.
You know, I just stayed patient. You know, I think if you look back at any of my years, I don't. You know, it's kind of one of those things where I started off slow, feel it out, and that's something that's got to change. But you know, I stayed patient, worked on my game, a lot of help from coaches and players, and you know, I know what I'm capable of doing, and I've done that in the American Hockey League, and I'm just trying to implement that game here as well.
One of the changes this year seems to be that you're holding onto the puck a little bit more. You've got more confidence to kind of make that play. When did that transpire, and what do you attribute that to?
I think that's just strictly comfort level. Usually, you know, I think looking back at my first year in the American League, you know, I didn't do it as much, and then getting more and more comfortable, you know, I started doing it, and just feeling confident with the puck. So I think that's starting to come now, and you know, I know I can make plays. I have the confidence in the players, and just having that by my side, you know, I know they have my back, and I'm gonna go out there and I try to be as effective as possible.
What's that like for you, knowing that you could be a key part of this lineup on a nightly basis?
It's awesome. I think if you look at it, everybody's a key part in the lineup. You know, we need everybody to go, everybody to get a win. So, you know, I just try to be my best, and if that can, you know, help the team win, I'm happy with that.
When you look at a team like Nashville and how successful they've been lately, what are their strengths? Where do you have to be careful tonight if you guys want to have any success against them?
Yeah, I think a big thing for us is our start, and just what we did on the road, just build off that and bring it at home. I thought we played 3 really good games, and you know, it looks like it's coming together here. You know, everybody's starting to play. We have 20 guys on the ice playing, so I think we have to stay out of the penalty box. You know, we know they have a good power play, and we just have to be smart.
Third or tied for second best power play in the league. Your PK has been a little bit better. Got a little bit better on that road, but the challenges of facing this power play tonight.
Yeah, they're good. You know, and from what we've talked, they can score from distance with the best of them. Their blue line provides a lot of good shooters from up top, and then some really skilled players down and around the net. So I think because they're second or third is because they're dynamic in a lot of different areas. So we just have to kind of stick with what makes us strong, with our pressure, and we got to commit to shot lanes and get some saves when we need them.
Why do you think it's been a little bit better lately?
Well, a couple of things I just said there. Our pressure's been really good. You know, even getting some goals recently. commitment to shot lane has been better, been blocking more shots. And our goaltending's been better. You know, they've got to be your best penalty killer most every night. So a lot of different things have gone wrong for us to get where the penalty kill has gotten to, and a lot of different things are coming around to get a little better.
Do you ever go out there looking to score a shorthanded goal, or is that a split-second thing and then, okay, turn it, let's go, or how does that?
Yeah, for me it's more of if it's presented, the opportunity is presented. The way a lot of kills are now, there's 4 forwards and they're pretty aggressive. If you can get any kind of turnover or miss shot, you know, that's coming around the boards, and get some 2-on-1s. And recently for us, for whatever reason, we've gotten a lot of offense around 4 or 5 goals. So I don't think there's been any conversation to say, hey, we got to go score more, but the opportunities have presented themselves more often.
Maybe you guys have turned a bit of a corner, but in order to turn it all the way around, wins here at Rogers Place have to start coming in bunches, don't they?
Yeah, no doubt. You know, even the 3-game road trip, we're still 2-1. You know, still win 1, lose 1. We have to put a lot of games together here. We're still looking up and got to jump a bunch of teams. So we're going to play home games, and to string together games, we got to win here. You know, our record here is not great, especially against the Eastern Conference. Thankfully, we're almost done with those guys. We can just concentrate on our division in West. But yeah, we got to start winning games here. We know it, and time's running out for it. Thanks, Mark.
they've had some production. I think first and foremost, Connor's healthier now, and he's got some legs underneath him. We've talked a lot about that over the last few days, so that makes anybody better. And Milan is connected well with them. They have a confidence. I think anytime those two veterans can bring a young player like Yessi along and have him perform the way he has, it's a good combination. It's one that we'll stick with, and for now anyhow. And a lot of that depends on how the rest of the team competes and how productive they are as well. But I like that line right now.
You're facing, obviously, a really skilled power play tonight. I think it's second in the league. Your PK, 11 of 13 in the last 4. What do you think has been the turnaround for it, and what are you expecting tonight?
Well, you're correct when you assess the power play for Nashville. They're dangerous, and they're dangerous in so many spots. Up top, they've got 6 or 8 goals from defensemen on their power play, which I'm sure leads the league. 9 from another guy over on the wing, and Forsberg. Smith's able to score. They have 2 units that can hammer away, and that's a big challenge for our group. The other part of the question is we've improved a little bit on the penalty kill. The confidence is starting to come back a bit. We're still challenged at times, but we're not giving up the free open net look. Teams have to work for their opportunities against us, where earlier when we made a mistake, it was a wide open layup, and nobody could do anything about it. So we've improved in those areas. We will get tested tonight. I'm a believer that we shouldn't get tested a lot, though. We don't want to be marching to the penalty box. There's a big turnaround there over the last 3 or 4 games, too, where we're beginning to draw penalties versus taking them, and that also helps.
Todd, a lot of teams that get to the final 1 year drop back. They say, oh, this is just a one-time thing, but obviously Nashville has not. You've coached lots of games against Nashville. What makes this edition better than some of the ones that you've coached against in the past?
Well, in my opinion, doing the pre-scout and watching this team play, right now they're firing on all cylinders, and I would consider them a top team in the NHL. Power play, penalty kill, goaltending, goals for, goals against, production from the blue line, the ability to play fast, the ability to play physical, all of the elements that are needed to be an elite team are firing right now for Nashville. And I think that goes into the way they've been patient with their team, allowed some younger players to evolve. They've had the coach there for a while now, and they believe in the system. Tremendous goaltending when they need it. They're a great team, and for us right now, that'll be a tremendous test. We're obviously looking up at them. We know where they went in the playoffs last year, how close they came to winning their first cup. And I think they've come back with we're going to show the world type attitude that it wasn't a fluke, and they've been productive from. I think they lost their first 2 games, and since then they've only given up points in five nights for the rest of the season.
This past 3-game stretch, is that the best stretch of hockey this team's produced so far this year? And if so, why?
I think that's fair to say. And why? We got drilled here against Philly. We didn't play an exceptionally emotional or hard game, and maybe that was finally the slap that we needed to get our group going. Tonight will be another one of those tests, but we go into Montreal and there's a lot of energy and emotion. Perhaps Montreal brought it out of us, the city, Hockey Night in Canada. Toronto, the same thing said in back-to-back games. And then a pretty good effort in Columbus. So all of those things come together. We talked about the penalty kill and the power play, the difference that those 2 units had in those games. Granted, we didn't score in Toronto. We were dangerous. We had many opportunities. So the confidence level went up there. And just overall better, consistent play from 20 players.
Your 5-on-5 play, Todd, especially offensively, has been pretty good this season. But defensively now, you've only allowed 8 goals in 4 games, and I think that's only the second time of a 4-game stretch all year for your group. Collectively, what is your team specifically doing better? Is it in the neutral zone? Is it the defensive zone, turnovers? Where is the change coming that, A, you're leaking fewer shots and obviously fewer goals against?
Well, this may sound strange. I would say our forecheck. We've got pucks behind teams that have mobile sets of defensemen, and we've been able to forecheck and keep the offensive time alive. And it may not seem like a big factor, but when the opposition has to spend the first 20 or 25 seconds of their shift in the offensive zone, they don't have a lot of energy to get through the neutral zone and back into the defensive zone, or the offensive zone for them. So in my opinion, that's helped us defend, actually going after loose pucks in the offensive zone, keeping plays alive, you know, and that's prevented minutes in our zone. Not significant. If you look at O-zone time, it's not dramatic or significant, but the energy level that the other team has to make and sustain good plays drops dramatically when you keep them in their zone for a little while.
Todd, what's different about Jujar's game recently, and what were some of the things that you asked of him this season?
Well, his confidence level is higher, and that comes from a number of different things. And it isn't any higher now than it was after exhibition season because he had a tremendous training camp. But as he entered the season, I don't know if he took it for granted, but he didn't have the puck a lot. He didn't create turnovers. He wasn't using his body or his size. Now he is. So I've answered the second part of the question there. And as a result, his teammates have more confidence in him, and he feels that. And we keep bumping him up the lineup. We give him a little sniff on the power play. He's been productive. The other night, you know, in watching the chances, he could have left that building with 3 or 4 points. He had a 2-on-0 with Connor. He had 2 great rebound opportunities, net front open nets that he almost missed. So he's around the chances a lot right now, which he wasn't early in the season.
Laurent Brossoit has started 6 straight games. The first 3, I think there was 13 goals against. The last 3, only 5. Is it simply him just getting comfortable, or what do you see as being the difference?
Well, him getting more comfortable, him getting in a rhythm, him feeling more confident. There's less talk about it now, so the pressure on him has diminished media-wise, and in the hockey world, he's just a goaltender now that comes and plays every game. And you know, the answer about defending and being better defensively, penalty kill going up, has helped him feel more confident as well. So team in front of him as well.
Todd, when it comes to Jesse Puljujarvi, what did he figure out at his time in the American Hockey League that he's doing now and being successful here?
Well, you know, I've answered this question a lot lately too. When Jesse came in, his success was often loading up the big shot, taking it and just powering it past young goaltenders and young D-men. He was a man-child at that time where he could hold people off, but that was at the junior level. And I think it took him a good chunk of time to learn that doesn't just work here. You got to do some other things in the game. And he's learned that. His English is much better now, so he understands some concepts. But he's been way more involved without the shot, the rebounds, the tip-ins, the deflections, keeping plays alive, defending better. He's just a better player, and that happens when you go from 18 to 19, and you start to figure some things out.